Dear students, myself, Mr. P.P. Sutar, Associate Professor, Department of Chemistry, Gopal Krishna Gokhale College, Kolhapur. Students, in the previous lecture, we have studied the introduction to ultraviolet and visible spectroscopy and then Beer-Lambert law. Now, here we are proceeding further. Now, the next point is the terms used in the ultraviolet spectroscopy. Now, we have seen in the discussion of electronic spectra, the term that is chromophore, exochromes are used. Let us see one by one. The term chromophore. Chroma means color. A chromophore is an unsaturated group of molecule. Important, unsaturated group of a molecule that undergoes N to pi star and pi to pi star transition by absorbing in ultraviolet or visible region. The compounds containing chromophore are called chromogen. That is, the compound containing chromophore group are called chromogen. Now here the table is given where what is a chromophore? That is, which group is a chromophore group? What is the compound? That is chromogen. In which solvent it absorbs the wavelength, and what is the type of transition. Of course, unsaturation must be there, and therefore the first unsaturated compound is alkene, that is a olefinic bond, that is double bond, and therefore C6H13 CH double bond CH2. In presence of solvent normal heptane, it absorbs 177 nanometer at max, that is lambda max, and the transition occur from pi to pi star. Again, when alkynes are present are chromophoric groups in the chromogen like C5H11 C triple bond C CH3. In the same solvent there are different types of absorptions, but again the transition occur in pi to pi star, because here only pi electrons are there. Pi bonds, pi electrons. The next variety of chromophoric group is a carbonyl compound. Carbonyl compound contains, what it is contains? CO group, and oxygen contains lone pair, that is a non-bonded electrons, and therefore the transition from non-bonding to higher energy levels. Let us see in the same solvent for acetone, the lambda max are 186. The transition is N to sigma star. While the transition, what is N? That is non-bonding electrons. And next, when the lambda max is 280, the transition from non-bonded electron, that is N to pi star. What is here? Oxygen contains lone pairs. Therefore, the compounds like oxygen, nitrogen, they are called heteroatoms, and they contains lone pairs. Now, azo compound, azo N double bond N, example is CH3 N double bond N CH3, that is in presence of solvent ethanol, wavelength is increased. Why? Because there is a absorption more, and therefore the transition from N to pi star. Although there are pi bonds, lone pairs are available for transition, while in the first two compound there are no lone pairs, and therefore only pi to pi star transitions. Now nitroso compounds, again lone pairs are there, and their transition from N to pi star. Nitro compounds, the transition from N to pi star. Nitrate compounds, NO2 group, the transition when nitro so group is there, nitro and group is also there, and nitrate group is also there. The wavelength increases. The transition from, of course, N to pi star. These are the terms that is used. These are the groups which are responsible for the transition, and they are known as chromophoric groups, and the compound as a chromogene. Now, these chromophores can be grouped into two types. Yes. The number one is chromophores in which olefinic bond is between two carbon atoms. For example, alkene, that is C double bond C, alkyne C triple bond C. They show only pi to pi star, only pi electrons, and therefore pi to pi star electronic transition. Of course, the transitions are somewhat higher energy transitions. Second variety of chromophores in which an olefinic bond involves one or both heteroatoms. For example, carbonyl group, that is oxygen, different than carbon. Diazo, N. They show, why they show? Of course, there are pi electrons, and also there are lone pairs, that is non-bonded electrons, and they show both pi to pi star and N to pi star electronic transitions. Of course, N to pi star transitions are of lower energy transitions and caused by longer wavelength, that is the when energy is low, lambda is more, because it is inversely related. Hence, most of unsaturated groups bearing heteroatoms are potential chromophores. Now, the second term in this is exochrome. First one was chromophores. These are exochromes. They do not absorb any radiation. Yes, exochrome is an atom or saturated group containing non-bonded or lone pair electrons. They contain non-bonded or lone pair electrons. By itself, it does not absorb radiation of wavelength greater than 200 nanometer. But when coupled to a chromogene, that is compound having chromophoric group, when they are present with that, it shifts the absorption to the longer wavelength and increase the intensity of absorption peak. That is when exochromes are attached to the chromophores, the longer wavelength is absorbed. Some common exochromes are OH group, the hydroxyl OR, thiol SH, chloride, bromide, amine, primary amine, secondary amine. These are the groups. What they contain? They all contain an atom having at least one lone pair of electrons in their p orbital. On the oxygen, on the sulfur, and also on halides, there are lone pairs. An exochrome offers its lone pair of electrons for extending the conjugation of chromophore and becomes a part of new extended chromophoric system. It extends and becomes actually the part. And this greatly lowers the transition energy, that is the delta E. Yes, we have seen in the last topic what is the delta E, that is the difference between the two energy levels, that is delta E, and which is a transition energy, excitation energy. And as delta is less, it shifts the absorption to the longer wavelength. Thus, primary NH2 group although does not absorb the radiation of longer wavelength, when bonded to benzene ring, absorption shifts to the longer side. What is the absorption of benzene? Look here. For benzene, the lambda max is 254. When exochrome is attached to this benzene, then benzene, what is it? Chromophoric group? Pi electrons. And when it is a chromophore, benzene is a chromophore, but it is not in the when the exochrome is attached to the chromophore, the lambda max value is increased to 280 nanometer, and therefore there is a shift of wavelength to the longer side from 254 to 280, and this shift is known as the red shift or bathochromic shift. We are going to see the next bathochromic or red shift, the shift of absorption band to the longer wavelength. I have told you red wavelength is having more wavelength, that is length, and therefore the shift of absorption band toward the longer wavelength is called bathochromic or a red shift. Bathochromic shift can be observed when of course it is observed by chromophores and exochromes are present. The first example when is a nitrobenzene, only chromophore is present, and therefore the lambda max is 268 nanometer. And when exochrome is attached to this chromophore, that chromogen, then the wavelength is increased to the 318 nanometer, and this is to the longer wavelength, that is a red shift. Also when the surround medium is changed, in case of p-nitrophenol, when it is in the alkaline medium, the lone pairs are utilized, and thus the p-nitrophenoxide ion absorbs the longer wavelength. The negative charge oxygen mobilizes its p electrons more effectively than the hydroxyl group, and this enhances resonance and causes a red shift, that is a bathochromic shift. And therefore when the bathochromic shift occurs, when there is a exochrome is attached to the chromogen, and when there is a change in the surrounding medium. Then next shift is known as hypsochromic, or of course to the blue shift, that is to the shorter wavelength. The shift of the absorption band to shorter wavelength is called as hypsochromic or blue shift. Now we have seen the different regions of electromagnetic spectrum, that is IR, that is infrared. After infrared, our visible spectrum is a red, that is VI, BG, YOR colors. Red is more energy and violet is having less energy, and therefore when the shift of band takes place to the shorter wavelength, it is called as a blue shift. This shift is often noticed when the removal of conjugation, yes, look here, when positive charge is introduced into the molecule, here lone pairs are destroyed, they are utilized in the bond forming. In the aniline, it contains lone pair of nitrogen atom which is available. The lambda max value is 280 nanometers. When it is in the HCl made hydrochloric acid is a medium, these lone pairs are utilized, the bonding with chlorine, that is hydrochloric, and thus lambda max decreases, and therefore the shift is known as hypsochromic, that is the blue shift. This is the, of course, totally reverse to the bathochromic shift. Now the protonation arrests the lone pair of electrons on nitrogen is protonation takes place, and therefore lone pairs is unavailable, and therefore this lowers the resonance. And the next shift is hyperchromic effect. These are the effects. First two are shifts of the wavelength, while these are the effects. Look, it is increase in the intensity of absorption maximum, that is Emax. The introduction of exochrome usually increase the intensity of absorption. When exochromes are introduced, Emax increases, hyperchromic effect. Intensity increases. And last one is hypochromic effect. It is the decrease in intensity of absorption maximum, that is Emax. Of course, reverse to the above. The introduction of group which distort the geometry of the molecule causes hypochromic shift. Now these all shift, that is bathochromic shift, hypsochromic shift, hyperchromic shift effect and hypochromic effect can be shown together as shown in the next diagram. The diagram showing interrelation between these effects. Now in the diagram, the wavelength lambda is taken on the x-axis while the absorption is on the y-axis. Now we have studied the red shift. Here I am showing when the red shift, that is the wavelength increases, that is the shift of the wavelength to the longer side, red shift. While wavelength decreases, that is shift of the wavelength toward the shorter side, that is the blue shift. These two shifts are in the wavelength. Now another is intensity changes. When the intensity increases, the effect is known as a hyperchromic effect, and when the intensity decreases, the intensity of the peak decreases, it is known as a hypochromic shift. Students, the points from these, that is chromophores, exochromes, they are repeatedly asked for the short notes, and also these shifts for also the short notes and for also the multiple choice questions. Therefore, study the points. With this, I conclude my today's lecture. The remaining points will be studied in the next lecture. Thank you.